Hi, my name is Karen Croney. I'm a long hair specialist, and I am here today with Alisse Garn, who is an amazing songwriter, singer, and she plays guitar, she plays piano. She's an all-around amazing artist, and I have been mentoring
Thank you.
her. You're welcome. So she's amazing. If you haven't seen her stuff, go on YouTube, Alisse, and she's got the best songs ever, and they're pure and true, and that's why we connected in the first place. I heard one of her songs, and I had to connect with her, and we've basically been in love ever since. And so I met Alisse, and I'll let her tell you where she began, but as you can see, this is like the results, and she's on her way and growing her hair, and we'll see how far it goes, but I'll let her begin. Where did your journey begin?
Well, it began, let's see, my hair was short and bleached and sad and dry and breaking and crying and screaming.
Yeah.
And I was always trying to figure out what to do with it, to heal it, and I wanted someone to teach me. And then very soon after that became really intense for me, and I knew that's exactly what I wanted. All of a sudden, Karen just popped into my life, and she had this amazing hair, and so I begged her to teach me. Please, please, please teach me. Just kidding, but basically. And so she took me under her wing, and she has taken my short bleached hair and turned it into this. But it wasn't like that simple because I had to learn a lot of stuff along the way of what not to do with my hair. Like, for instance, I started growing it out, and she cut some of it for me, and
Some of the bleached ends.
Some of the bleached
that
ends
were pretty down and kind of screaming. We
Yes.
allowed them to release.
We released them, and my hair started to grow out, and it started to get like here, and I still had some bleached, and then I decided to dye it red, like those parts, because they bothered me so much, and then I regretted that, and so then I asked her to cut off 6 inches. So she did, even though she didn't think it was necessary.
And I fought her on it because I don't like to cut a lot of hair, but
I just wanted to get
ultimately
rid of all
I
of
give
that stuff.
the person their way, always.
Yeah, so then after that, I continued to just let it grow, and I took her advice and listened to her wisdom. I did her very conditioning treatments.
Blue rose treatment.
Yes, and I got a new comb, I got a new brush, the boar bristle kinds, and the kinds of combs that don't have the little seams because they're made in plastic mold type things. And there's so many other things that you will learn from Karen if you contact her.
Start my journey.
Start your journey, yes.
It's a journey.
It is.
It really is. It's, I always usually have people begin with the treatment because that'll start the repairing right away, and then take out the do's and the don'ts, or start doing the do's and take out the don'ts. Hair is just naturally great, it's just that we do so many things
Yeah, we do so many things to it.
And it's hair intelligence too. Our hair actually listens to our thoughts and what we think about it. So I always help people to reprogram the thinking, as well as just the way that our culture is kind of programmed of what hair is about. We think that it's like we get in a certain mood that we want change, and we just chop our hair, or we color it, or we do something drastic with our hair. And usually 9 times out of 10 people regret that. Some people are fine, they just want to play around, and their hair is, I've seen people that have cut their hair short and they've just been in love with it, But they take care of it. They really do nourish it and things like that. And that's also fine. Not everyone has to grow their hair long. It's just if you have that desire to. But I teach people that have short hair and long hair how to have the most healthiest and the most full follicles and healthy follicles and strong hair that they can have. So then you can play with that. If you do want to cut it, you can play with that. But we're on a long hair journey together,
Yes.
and many other of my clients are on a long hair journey. I'm on a long hair journey. I had my hair to my ankles. I think most of you, or some of you, may have seen the pictures of that, and that's my goal again. So I'm going for ankle length. Did you have a goal, by the way? Or you can have a current goal.
I just kind of see myself never cutting it.
I love to hear that. That's new news to me.
I'm like not even imagining a stopping point. I'm just like, go, go, go.
That's kind of how I was in the beginning when I didn't.
We'll see how far it goes.
Yeah, I think you're on the right track. I remember in the beginning of growing my hair, I was introduced to someone who had created their own long hair method, and there were some things that were amazing there, and I was very inspired there. And the products weren't all natural, so they weren't my products that I was able to use. I just used, as I was doing R&D research on what my product was going to be about. And he basically just told me to grow my hair, and I was like, okay. So it's kind of like Alisse. We're just like so open-minded. And basically, I think there are people that this is their journey to grow long hair, and once they hear it, they're just like, okay, and they just
once
do
they know
it.
it's possible, they're like, I can actually grow out my hair.
Yeah.
Once I met Karen, I basically stopped blow drying, I stopped straightening, and doing all those things. I've been pretty extreme about it, and I've done some things, weren't the best, but then I wasn't
learning
entirely,
curves.
Yeah, learning curves.
That's what I call it. I've done the same thing.
Yeah, I tried to trim my own split ends, and I didn't do it correctly, I think, and just do so many little things. So much to learn.
Yeah.
And this woman right here, she's very experienced. Very experienced. Look at her hair. It's very long and beautiful.
And the reason that I created the products the way that I did is lifestyle. I really wanted people to have it very simple because we all have busy lives, and there's regimens that I give you that once you do that regimen properly, you really cannot actually possibly not have healthy hair because you're...
Or healthier hair.
Or healthier hair. And then you go on to having healthy hair. And there are some extreme cases where people have issues with follicles, and I work with that as well. So if they're losing hair, or they're trying to regrow their hair, they've been through chemotherapy, I've helped people from all scales of hair health and hair issues. So I cover it all, and I really enjoy it. It's my passion, and it's an honor to be able to be having you under my wing, and she could basically be a hair shaman pretty soon. She's going to be her own hair shaman. So she can take other people under her wing possibly, or we could do it together. We'll see. This hair is, a lot of people see us and they think we're like mother and daughter. I'd like to think sisters, but they usually say mother and daughter, and we have been told we have similar hair, and it's really great to see, because when I first met Alisse, she's like this gorgeous face and amazing eyes and amazing spirit, pure spirit, and just hearing her sing was amazing, and her hair just did not match who she was, and that's why I was pretty strong with you. I was like...
I'm meant to have long hair, and I've always known it.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't always know it. I think
you might have always known it inside, but I think you struggled, like a lot of people do. You get challenged.
When you do something without really thinking about it, like bleaching your whole head. Yeah. Because you want like something new or something.
Yeah, I tell people do a new color on your nails or something, because like you can always take it off. or start a new meditation program, but don't do anything drastic to your hair until you really, if you feel aligned in a really positive place and you decide you want to cut your hair and you still feel that way in 2 weeks, then that's a possibility. You may really want to do that, and I honor that as well. It's just that not from a place of emotionality or you just want change, especially if you love long hair. A lot of people tell me, I love long hair, I don't know why I cut my hair.
Yeah.
And it's because they're
It's
challenged.
impulsive.
It's impulsive, and they're also challenged with their hair, so they feel like they have to cut a lot off. And most people think, because they've been programmed, that you have to cut your hair for it to grow. That's not true. When you cut your hair, it gets shorter. Right?
That makes sense.
Yeah. So, it is true that if you have horrible, if your ends are really thrashed out and they're really dried and maybe you've had like tons of color on the ends, to trim them. But I actually had a full head of chemical color years ago before I started to grow my hair. And when they told me to grow out, I just grew it out. And I just hydrated it and took care of it with all the ingredients that were natural that actually are in my treatment now. And I didn't feel the need to cut off the color. I just let it grow, but I noticed as like every year or so I'd get a little dusting, like about that much off. And I noticed that it started repairing itself and it started to heal. And it's not the same as this pure hair, but it's still okay and it's
This
still
isn't
hydrated.
dyed at all.
No.
Karen here is 50, right?
51.
51. This is her hair. She does not dye it. There's basically no grays.
Might have one or two.
One or two, but you can't tell.
Yeah, I leave them. It's
Oh.
okay.
And grays are beautiful, but it's
Yeah.
just amazing because you're
Thank you.
51 and you've taken such good care. You've found a way.
Yeah. I really attribute it to eating really healthy foods, eating all the superfoods, as well as putting my treatment on the outside. I tell most people that I teach that your hair gets the nutrition last, especially as you're getting older, your organs sort of take them to repair themselves because over time they need more repair. So, putting it on the outside and on the follicles and the inside is like you pretty much can't lose. And there is anti-gray minerals in my treatment, by the way. Thank you so much for joining us today, and thank you, Alisse, for being here with me today and joining us and
Thank
sharing your
you.
experience. It's been a pleasure, and you've been a pleasure, and thank you for being part of this production through this time in Sedona. It's been, I can't even put words to it. It's been amazing. So again, thank you all, and if you want to join your hair journey to long hair, to healthy hair, to any kind of hair problems, feel free to contact me. You can go to my website, purebeauty247.com, or you can email me at kpurebeauty247@gmail.com. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you.